Hi guys, Anton here from Blackstone. So today I'll be showing you how you can write high click blogs with high traffic and people trying to read your blog and whatnot, right? So if you're in the SEO game, it's important for you to really understand how you can strategize your keywords, your content as a whole, because if you're in the SEO game and you only rely on backlinks and just publishing just rubbish content into your website, most likely you're not going to succeed in the long term. Okay, so this is an example that what we did for our website, where we look at a certain niche, a certain brand, and then we talk something new about it. Okay, this is a very new tactic due to the Google algorithms that's been changing from one horizon to the next. We have to figure out what the algorithm likes. So this is one example that you can, I guess you can imitate and find ideas on how you can use original ideas, but at the same time combine it with ChatGPT to find ways to write it in such a way that favors the algorithm. Okay, so let's begin. Now, this is the blog that we wrote, okay, for our website, where we talk about Zeus and the brand. Now, the idea of how this came about is, first, we observe the market. We observe the trend that's been going on in Malaysia, where customers are buying from Zeus. They're buying coffees from Zeus. They are drinking. They're talking about the brand. You have press releases from different channels talking about Zeus, the brand. So you know there is a presence of what the brand is about, right? Okay, so from here, if I was an SEO guy, I would say, okay, let's look up Zeus, the brand. So as you can see, Zeus has very high traffic in Malaysia. Okay, it's called Zeus Coffee, obviously, right? So this is the thing about Zeus. Zeus is a very new brand, right? So it just came out maybe around 2021. So only now that the Zeus brand itself is skyrocketing, right? So you know the keyword Zeus is a very high traffic keyword because people are looking for it. So it's a live business. People verify it. You have businesses that talk about it, right? So you have this cluster of brands and clusters of people just talking about it. So you have a brand, okay, like Zeus, where you have external validation from webs, from social media, okay, talking about the brand, okay. So you know this keyword is a very high traffic keyword, right? As validated on Ahrefs, right? So there is the number one thing, okay. The number two thing is you have to be able to scope where are the opportunities that people are not talking about. So during that time, which was around October, during that time, people weren't really they were talking about the brand, but they were not talking about the brand strategy, because we as an agency, we have to identify how different brands market their products, their services. So we as a brand strategy, brand analyst, and a brand agency, we have to find out different niches and sub niches, and what are the topics that people are talking about, what are the color schemes. We have to identify all this, right? So that's part of our work. All right, now when you combine that with SEO, it's perfect, because when you look up Zeus coffee brand, sorry, if I go to incognito, see if it Zeus coffee brand strategy, our article is actually in the number one, right? So we actually beat Falcon Post, Medium. These are high authority domains with 90 plus DR, and we managed to beat them. We even beat the actual Zeus, the Zeus themselves, right? And there is a science behind how you write this content to rank in Google. Okay, so now that if you identified the brand, okay, this is your first step. Your second step is to identify low competition keywords. Okay, now these keywords, can either come from Ahrefs itself, or it can come from your own ideas. Because we as a brand strategy, we have to appeal ourselves as a brand agency. We have to find out and analyze it in depth and give strategies where other users, when they read the blog, they can see that the blog is useful. Okay, so a few stats. These blogs, when we wrote it, it was around October the 6th, wasn't getting enough clicks. So after we revamped a little bit on the blog, that's where it starts to get a lot of clicks and a lot of impressions from it, just from one blog. That is the power of Google. People say SEO is dead, but Google and SEO is still very alive till this day. Now with AI, it's just gonna go even more rampant. So if people cannot find this opportunity, there is no way for them to get traffic to the website and convert and whatnot, right? So going to the blog. So this is the blog that we wrote. Okay, everything from the H1 tags to how a human would write it. But obviously a lot of these things has been verified in ChatGPT. We have built our own system in ChatGPT ourselves, where we can just plug it in, give it a keyword, it will just go. So everything here is done within less than 5 minutes. All right. But there are a few takeaways from this. Number one is you gotta have some key takeaways so that it's easier for Google to navigate around your blog, right? So what is it about? So we actually have a free strategy for Zeus. We actually gave Zeus a free strategy, all right, where they can use our ideas to promote their products if they are daring enough to do so. Zeus, if you're reading this, if you're actually watching this video, I really hope you take a read. But from this blog alone, on our website has about 1,715 views and clicks. These are verified only when they actually click on the blog itself. Okay, so even though you have things verified in your Google Search Console, but the final verification is actually the views itself. In order for someone to view your blog, they actually need to click on it, and this is verified via this metric right here on Wix. All right, so as you can see, we actually talk about the brand, about Zeus here. So it has the local roots, strategic leaderships. A lot of the things are talked based on all the other blogs here. So we kind of summarize everything what is talked by all these guys over here. All right. So first is to summarize. Then we put everything in maybe in dot points. Very quick. It also has things like observations and first-person views, right? So over here, our brand strategist Z is actually talking and explaining and analyzing what the brand is about. Okay. So once you have everything in here, the next thing to include in the blog is to add something new. Now, adding that something new is something you have to figure out yourself. Where is the opportunity? So we found an opportunity where you can talk about the brand marketing strategy, right? Because that is something you have to verify. Now, a lot of the keywords here I actually picked up by the algorithm itself. So they found Zeus Coffee branding, brand identity, target market. Okay, we really use it on the blog, but it's there. Okay, so that is the magic when you write something that is good and useful, where people can actually read. Okay, it doesn't have a lot of images. Okay, this is just about the brand. We're only talking about the brand. So when we have this section here where we give new insights, new ideas, because we're actually referring to one of the posts that I have in Vulcan post over here. He was referring and he was talking about, people talking about virality, and talking about help us in terms of mouth marketing as well. And he's talking about any publicity is good publicity, right? So we use this idea and they put it inside our blog and say, okay, so if you say any publicity is good publicity, then we came up with a very controversial marketing strategy for Zeus. So these are the few things you can read in your own time. Okay, you talk about rejected flavors collection, burnt roast truth. These are the few campaigns that we think Zeus can apply and use for their strategy, okay? Given that they don't care about killing their own brand, right? We just assume that based on what he said is something that can be applied to our blog, okay? So that is the new insights. You see, there's only one insight that you can include, something that is new and fresh, something that Google likes, because Google likes things that are new, they are fresh, they are engaging. Well, it is engaging because people can actually read this. It'll be even more engaging when I include images, when I include my ChatGPT prompts inside where people can use it, regurgitate, write their own content, okay? So these are one of the things that is needed when you want to write very high click blogs, when you get a lot of traffic to your website, because eventually when they come to the website, they're going to look at everything else. They're going to look at services, tools, about us. So this is one strategy where people can come in and see what you're about. Okay, anyone can say, I do this, I do that, I get high traffic, but you got to prove it. You got to prove what you know and prove that you can do it. And we have shown it. This is our own website. Okay, not all blogs are the same. Okay, not all blogs react the same. You see, some blogs are doing well, some blogs are not, because that sometimes a hit and miss. Okay, some blogs are 100 clicks, 100 views, 60 views, 1,700 views. We even wrote something about Chaji over here. Okay, so these are the few things that you can look at as part of your writing and branding strategy. So you can compile everything in one spot and tell yourself, okay, my third step is to find new insights where you can talk about the brand or the topic, okay? This three combination has to be done in order for Google to really love your website and content, okay? So this is the strategy that a lot of the experts don't tell, because in the past, before ChatGPT came, the experts only knew this, okay? They knew that they had to find low competition keywords, and then when they write on it, and when they write something that is fresh, they observe that it starts to rank higher on the SERPs, right? But you may or may not rank for the actual brand keywords, because for obvious reasons, you are not Zeus. Obvious reasons, you're not Starbucks, you are something else, right? But there is always subtopics that you can talk about, okay? So there are always subtopics that you can talk about. Let's say this is the brand. There are always other subtopics that you can talk about, whether it's the strategy, okay, whether you can talk about the ingredients that they use, whether you can talk about the number of shops that are open, number of shops that are open in Sarawak, for example, okay? These are new things that you gotta think about. You see, I came out with all these things within seconds, because that is the true power of good SEO. When you're trying to build a website and you're trying to get traffic, and eventually 5% or 1% of that traffic will convert into your customers, right? Because over here we're talking about business. We're not talking about getting fans, we're talking about conversions, okay? So this is one way to do it. You can look at our website. You can look at other things that are available on our website, such as Mandarin GPT. We actually build our own Mandarin GPT, so people can actually use this to teach themselves Mandarin. For example, this I probably do this in the next video, but these are one of the things that you can do, right? And if you like any advice or consultancy for your marketing needs, you can always contact us. We are always available, and just let us know how we can help you. Okay, we charge no fee on consultation. Everything will be given to you, your strategy and how we can execute it for you in the long term. Just contact us here, Blackstone, on our website, and we'll get back to you as soon as possible, guys. Thank you.